So first up, we got Gaba Sine. The brand doesn't really matter as much as the fact that you get suntheanine. L-theanine is a unique amino acid that's found in green tea. It has amazing benefits for anxiety and stress because it can cross the blood-brain barrier and help support higher circulating levels of GABA and dopamine. Now, GABA, or gamma-aminobutyric acid, is a neurotransmitter that blocks impulses between nerve cells. That kind of means it slows down how fast things are traveling. So, when you're anxiety, stuff's just like, Low levels of GABA have actually been linked to anxiety, mood disorders, and chronic pain. L-theanine also directly increases alpha brainwave activity, which is a brainwave pattern that occurs during deep relaxation, meditation, and yoga. So theanine has been extremely well studied, and people have been drinking green tea for thousands of years, so I'd call that a pretty damn good trial run. I see theanine as a meditative supplement, and by that I mean it has this effect of helping you zoom out from your problems, your situations, your stories that are going on in your mind, and gives you a chance to examine them from a distance. Because it's like, when you're up in the problem, it's going to feel way more intense and way harder to look at it from the view that you get when you're zoomed back. This is kind of what happens when you get into a meditation practice, or you practice certain thought techniques or breathing patterns. The theanine does this also. And that's the best way I can explain what it does after 10 years of using it. It's gives you that zoom out perspective to help you deal with things better. And you still got to do the work with these supplements. They're not going to do everything for you, but they're going to give you an edge that you wouldn't have had if you hadn't taken them. So, dosage and how to take. I vary my dosage, but I generally stick to around 200 to 400 milligrams within a day. Sometimes I take it before bed to get better sleep, but if I'm taking it during the day, 200 to 400 milligrams. Alright, so next up, Pharma-GABA. I already talked a little bit about GABA. Theanine helps your brain produce more of that. So this is straight up GABA. And when you're low in GABA, it can make you more anxious and harder for you to fall asleep. And getting restful sleep is, it's really going to make any mental health issues, or just really any issues, worse. 10 times worse, at least. GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter, largely responsible for slowing down thoughts, calming the brain and nervous system, and decreasing muscle tension. Sounds pretty good, right? So just keep that in mind. GABA is really good to knock you out. Like, it really helps slow your thoughts down, relaxes you. So even if you don't have anxiety, if you just want to get to sleep, turn off your thoughts a little bit, it's a good choice. Next supplement, magnesium. So magnesium is a mineral, and this magnesium here is Mag SRT. Jigsaw makes it, and in my opinion it's the best on the market because it's a time release in a dimagnesium malate form, which that's a very highly absorbed form. See, the thing about supplements, and especially with minerals, there's a lot of different forms you're going to come across. If it's a cheap form that's not really absorbable, or it's not going to absorb it, you're wasting your money. So magnesium has earned nicknames such as nature's Valium and the stress mineral for a good reason. I'll go on the record right now and say these claims are true. Magnesium is the anti-stress mineral, both physical and mental stress. Almost everyone is not getting enough magnesium because either the soil their food is grown in lacks magnesium, their diet is insufficient in high magnesium foods, they do things that robs magnesium from their body, and there are many foods that we consume that contain things like phytic acid. They're known as anti-nutrients. These actually prevent magnesium and other minerals from being absorbed. Even if you're eating foods that are super high in magnesium, the phytic acid will just bind to it and carry it right out of your body. And you always got to remember this with supplements or food or diet or whatever. Information, it's not what you eat. It's not what you consume. It's what you absorb and what you assimilate that matters. It's what you absorb that matters. You could be eating the healthiest stuff ever, but if your digestion is fucked, what's the point? All right, so the next supplement on our top 5 is going to be krill oil. So let's just talk about omega-3 for a second. Omega-3 fatty acid has numerous benefits on human health, both for anti-inflammatory purposes and allowing nerve impulses to travel better. If you think about your nerves like an electrical wire, omega-3 fatty acids are what help build the myelin sheath, the outer insulating cover of your wire, so that the signals can travel more efficiently throughout your body and your brain. And krill oil is in a phospholipid form, which is absorbed better than fish oil. Phospholipids in krill oil, like phosphatidylserine, have brain benefits, as well as astaxanthin, a powerful antioxidant which can actually cross the blood-brain barrier. And that has numerous benefits also in your brain, your eyes, your skin. So yeah, really, it's like a powerhouse in nutrition. And I get the Viva Natural stuff. I've been getting it for about 5 years now. And this one I really like. They use nitrogen gas in the capsules so that the krill oil doesn't go rancid. And last but not least, I'm going to talk about CBD, Hemp Extract. My number 1 hemp extract that I've tried is Poppet and Barkley's. Charlotte's Web is the only other hemp extract that is even worth mentioning. I've tried close to 30 different CBDs and hemp extract products. Charlotte's Web and Poppet and Barkley are light years ahead of everybody else. So the way that these hemp extracts work is by activating our body's cannabinoid receptors. We have them in the brain, the digestive system, all throughout our body. And when we're chronically stressed, our cannabinoid receptors are downregulated. The good news is that by supplementing with these hemp extracts, you can help activate these receptor sites and take your body from a fight or flight mode into a rest and digest mode where it can repair and regenerate. What I personally notice about these extracts is that things that would normally stress me out or cause anxiety or panic response just either don't have anywhere near the same effect or it's completely eliminated. So on these hemp extracts, you're more in the situation, the present situation. You're more in it, and you're less in your head. And if you follow a meditation practice, this is just only going to amplify it. Dosage and how to take for best absorption. You can play around with the dosage. I suggest starting with the recommendation on the bottle and experiment to see how you feel with a higher dosage. I also recommend that you break open the capsule in your mouth with your teeth and let the oil sit under your tongue for about a minute or 2. This helps some of it sublingually absorb under your tongue and get directly in your bloodstream before you swallow. It gives some of those active compounds directly to. I suggest eating a meal with fat, preferably an MCT oil or coconut oil or goat's milk ghee. MCT-rich fats help the absorption of cannabinoids, which this may be why Poppet and Barkley actually create this hemp extract in coconut oil. I usually feel the effects kick in after about 30 minutes, but you should feel a little something from letting it sit under your tongue pretty quickly. Alright guys, that's it for my video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a thumbs up. Hey, so I just wanted to mention real quick, if you plan on buying any of these supplements, I left links down in the description box, and it's the products that I'm mentioning in this video. I don't recommend the gyro theanine anymore because they recently switched to just plain L-theanine, not the sun-theanine, so I'm going to link one that actually has the sun-theanine in it still. and that's the one that I recommend. All right, so check out the description box, and I'll talk to you.